sound. Ringo TV. Ringo TV. Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and support the content. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo, and we are back again with another discussion about some of my community posts that I made recently. I want to talk about this. I made a poll, and it got over 136 votes. The poll is about our women and their love versus financial security. And I need for us men to pretty much understand this. It's very important that we really talk about these things because in today's culture, right, it's on a collision course, right? We're on a collision course, and for most of you, it all depends on which path you are walking. The majority of you may be on the path of destruction, like you're really not going nowhere, right? Especially when it comes to relationships. You're not going nowhere. It's never going to be good. Nothing's going to work out. Ain't nothing going to be good for you, right? I've been warning, I've been talking, I've been preaching, I've been sharing the truth, right? I talk to women, I share information, I try my best, but for whatever reason, nobody is listening. So I want you brothers to pretty much make sure that you pay attention, because what we're going to break down is the truth that a lot of us are missing. Now, let me switch gears. When it comes to relationships, right, we gotta renew our mind, right, and understand exactly where we are. The reality that we're living in is the Matrix. In the Matrix, you got distractions, you got things that just keep you occupied, and if you're not careful, you get caught up, you're lost in the storm. What I need for you brothers to understand is that relationships between black men and black women is under attack. And it's to the point now where we're losing a lot of casualties. A lot of women are being destroyed. A lot of you brothers, you're unable to procreate with your women. So you're gonna have to make choices on either dealing with a non-black woman, potentially going overseas, and hopefully if you do go overseas, if you do choose to get your passport, my hope is that you're not like one of these other guys that just want to go down there to just have sex with women and leave them with babies. I hope that's not what you're doing. Because what we want is for you black men to have the best options and understand how to move in these particular streets. Because when it comes to our women that are in America, right, there is a lot of problems with them, right? Now, there's a lot of problems with black men as well. I've talked about this countless times that the Pookie and Ray Ray generation is all around us. And there are a lot of men that have destroyed the minds of women. And because they destroyed the minds and souls of women, a lot of these women are damaged. They're finished. There's no turning back. And a lot of times I have given women the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes I may think that maybe our sisters, it's possible that they can be repaired. And in most cases, they can't be repaired. Just like there's a lot of black men that no matter how much truth you give them, they're not going to be able to come to the understanding of purpose. Dating in America is finished. That's over with. Trying to get to know a woman is the thing of the past. And I think that a lot of it have to do with social media. I'm going to have to now start to share more information regarding how to actually go about maneuvering in these streets, because with the way things is going in society, we're not going to ever be able to have successful families. Like if you haven't started a family yet, chances are you might not ever be able to do that. Like serious. Because the way the world is going, there is so much distraction, so much satanic activity. There's a lot of ungodly people. You can't trust nobody. It's really bad out here. So what I want to talk about is an issue regarding multiple different community posts that I made. I'm going to share a lot of content, a lot of videos. I got to share a lot of information because I need for you brothers to be on point when it comes to this. We're going to read this thing on the screen, and we're going to try to make sense of what's going on. So hopefully you brothers can be empowered and be able to move, because one thing you have to understand as men is when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the dynamic of marriage and so forth as men, right? We've been told that our traditional role as a man is to be a provider. That's what we've been told, right? We understand that role. We want brothers to be providers. We want brothers to take care of their households and their families. Unfortunately, our women, they don't want to participate in their role. This is where the playing field is not even, because we're focused on trying to do our part as men, but our women are not trying to do their part. That's a conflict of interest right there, because you're trying to not only show a woman love, not only trying to get to know her, not trying, you're trying to be that provider and a father and everything else. But when we look at modern women, they're not trying to do nothing. Instead, they're judging you based off of your financial status. They're not basing anything on love. It's not about getting to know one another. It's not about anything. So marrying a BW in today's day, there's really no incentive in doing that if said women are not at a particular level mentally and spiritually in order to be able to build with you and go on that journey. There's no incentive as a man to take a BW down the aisle and say, I do, when the woman is not even on your level of thought. You understand? Now, the purpose for this particular discussion is to educate the black man, and hopefully the black woman will follow, because we already tried educating the black woman. She don't want to follow. She don't want to listen. In her mind, we're nothing. In her mind, they look down on us as men. This is why you have a lot of guys going overseas right now. This is why you have a lot of guys claiming that women of other ethnic groups are better than our women. I believe that a lot of these particular men had experiences with BWs that were so severe that these men literally looked at the situation and said, I realize why these men do what they do. There's a reason why men go overseas to deal with other women. There's a reason for that. Now, of course, you got whoremonger males that will go overseas because they just want to get some tail. But then again, you got men that will do that right here in the Americas. And you have women that participate in that, but they act as if though they're angels, as if though they've never done any wrong, as if though, they act like they don't do anything. It's all your fault as a man. You're just a horrible person. So let's read this particular post that I made. It goes as follows. It says, if BWs are more concerned with financial security than love, then what's the point of us brothers showing them love when they clearly are greedy and really don't care about us? We're basically loving women in vain. If they want financial security, they can go get that themselves and stop looking to take a man's resources when they're not even equipped to be a helpmate. Anytime a woman look at you as an ATM, that is when you know she's not wife material. Do you follow me? Now, when we look at the votes, we have 136 votes that came in. Over 90% of men agree. You see that? And I'm pretty sure that there are women in that number that also agree. You see that? Because not all of our women have that same thought of being negative. No, there are some positive women in the the ecosystem of the matrix. There are some positive women. The problem is locating those women, because looks are deceiving. Something can look good on the outside. Something can appear nice. And when you go towards it, you end up getting stung. You see that? So now, if BWs are more concerned with financial security than love, right? Then is there really any incentive of a man actually making her his wife? Because how would you feel as a man if the woman you have interest in, because as a man, you're supposed to have interest in women. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually normal as a man. When you have interest in a woman and you show a woman interest, that's called being a man. I hope that you understand that. That's a manly thing to do. The problem is, in this culture, men, they really have no interest in building with a woman. So when they come around a woman, they're not showing interest. The only thing they're trying to do is take them on a date in hopes to get them in bed. That's what they're doing. So is there really any incentive in black men marrying BWs in today's day, where BWs are more concerned about financial security? They're not interested in love. Listen, brothers, you can show a BW love. You can show her that you care. You can show that you're interested. You can show her that you want to be there. That don't cut it no more. It's a proven fact. They do not gravitate towards love. They don't want that. So the question is, why are we trying to wife up women if there is no incentive of wifing them up? There's no benefits. There's nothing there for us. It makes no sense. Because if you're a black man and you meet a particular lady that you have interest in, because a lot of times as men, we'll meet women that we have a liking for, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that woman is right for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that's a good woman, because you have to actually get to know the person. And sometimes in the process of you getting to know somebody, right, you end up seeing the real come out of them. And it makes you see the actual danger that was awaiting for you. So if you actually were married or had a woman and she had a certain type of thought pattern, what kind of outcome would that be if she was actually your wife? You see that? So as men, it's very important that before you actually consider making a woman your wife, even though there has to be a certain level of chemistry, there has to be a certain level of attraction and so forth, you have to vibe, all of those things got to be hand in hand. But what really is the benefits of us wifing up a woman in this modern day when their goal for us in terms of as men, they're only interested in financial security? How could we really feel good as men to take a woman down some aisle, right? Go through any traditional wedding tradition, whatever, because I don't support none of the traditional wedding, the vows and all the things that we have today. I don't support none of that based on my beliefs, right? I don't support wedding rings. I don't support none of that stuff, right? Because we didn't do that in the scriptures. Now, what's the point of getting married to a woman in today's culture if her goal is just financial security? Number one, she's not trying to help you to build wealth. She's interested only in you bringing something for her. So you marrying a woman you're just basically going to be an ATM because she don't love you. Do you follow what I'm saying, brothers? She don't love you. Brothers, you have to always judge a woman by her character and her actions. A woman's character and actions will says everything you need to know about a woman. You see, as a man, I live by certain principles, right? I follow certain standards and procedures that I follow, and I don't deviate from them, no matter what, right? So what I tend to do within my method of my madness is I always look for the character in a woman, how she move, the things she say. Can she be trusted? Is she open to knowledge? Is she open to learn and grow? Is she a team player? What exactly does she bring to the table that can help the unit to grow? And I try to improve women and teach them how to utilize what they're currently doing to help them even to become more better than they already are. See? So when you have that type of ability as a man, you begin to learn different things about a woman, but now it doesn't necessarily mean that she's right. See, when you initially meet women, the outer may be that of your liking. But once you understand the spirit side of the woman is when you start to really get down to the nitty-gritty. See, a lot of times as men, we see the beauty of a woman and it look good on the surface. But once a woman starts to reveal her real nature and you start to see her character, whether it's good or bad, it will either make what you once thought was beautiful, and now when you look at it, you're disgusted because what you're really seeing is behind and what's under the hood. You know, you can look at a car on the outside and it could be nice looking, everything could be good, but when you lift up the hood, the engine can be in a mess. You understand? It could be in a mess. Everything is all nasty, nothing ain't right. You got a lot of work to do. You got to clean up all of that mess. Well, a lot of times when you meet women, everything can look good on the surface. Everything can be well pleasing. It's very, very interesting because a lot of times people, and I've talked about this in many videos, right? When you introduce yourself to people and you're talking to people, a lot of times they wear a mask, right? They'll wear a mask. You're listening and talking to their representative. You're not hearing them. And then what happens is later on down the road, they take the mask off and the real them actually come out. So as men, when you meet women and their primarily goal is financial security, it's one thing to desire financial security. I think we all would agree that we all want financial security in a relationship, right? But now, the part that actually raises my eyebrow is that a woman is not looking to really build with you to get wealth. She's expecting you as a man to be financially stable so that you can give her that security. You see that? So she's not coming to you as a helpmate. She's coming there to benefit from you. So what incentive do we have as men on wifing up women that don't fall in line with being a helpmate? They want you to participate in your traditional roles, but they don't want to participate in their traditional roles. That's where the problem comes in. So if BWs are more concerned with financial security than love, then what's the point of us brothers showing them love? Now think about that. As black men, we want to love women. When I see a sister and I like her, I want to show love. That's how I am as a man. I'm compassionate. I'm very transparent, very open, very creative in how I do what I do. That's a part of my nature as a man. That is why when you see me in videos and I'm very outspoken and I'm very talkative in terms of what I do, it actually is an ability, right? An ability that a lot of men just don't have because they're literally afraid to speak and share their thoughts. Now, me personally, this is how I've always been. So when it comes to women and it comes to love, I believe that as men, we try our best to show women love. We try to be very courteous. We try to be very creative in how we do what we do because we're men at the end of the day. But the truth of the matter is, how is that woman seeing you? Do she see you in the same regard that you see her? Or is she just looking at you as an ATM? Brothers, you better pay attention. Because a lot of times, women, right, they're not looking at you to see how they can be a helpmate to build with you. Instead, they're looking for ways to look down on you. This is why when we look at society today, a lot of our women, they call us all sorts of names. They call us dusty. They say you live at your mama's house. They'll say you're broke. They'll say all of these different things. And the truth of the matter is, it all goes back to the fact that the only thing they see us for is what's in our bank account. They don't see us as men they can grow with. They don't see anything in terms of developing a bond. That's not in their nature because, again, we're dealing with a lot of women that have been traumatized in their past. I'm talking about women that have been emotionally abused, physically abused, possibly sexually abused by relatives in their own family, a brother, an uncle, and the list go on, and possibly multiple guys. And because of the trauma that is in a lot of women, right, they have a poor outlook on life. Everybody's the enemy. No one is good. And this is why misery loves company. And it's very important as men and women that you be very careful, because a lot of times, and this is why I can't associate myself with people that are suffering from some sort of trauma, because what happens is misery loves company. And normally people would congregate together. People that normally all have that same mindset, right? And if you get around women most of the time and listen to their conversations, it's always about money. It's always about what a man can do for them. It's never about what they can do for a man. They never talk about what they can do for a man. Everything is about what you can pay for, what dinner date you can take them on, what rent can you pay, what trip you can take them on. So, is there any incentive of us brothers wifing up any of these sisters if they don't come to us with the respect that is needed to be a wife? Because to be honest with you, fam, there have been many sisters that I've talked to, and they were potentials of being wives. At the end of the day, in the process of trying to get to know them, there have been discoveries and situations where you realize, like, nah, this person is not the right one. But this all goes back to vetting and actually getting to know how women move, because not all women are good. They can look good from the surface, but that doesn't mean they're good women. And you'll learn this over time. This is why, as men, you shouldn't lead with your wallet. This is why you shouldn't take women on dinner dates that you don't even know. This is why you got to have a lot of conversations, because in those conversations lies the truth of who that woman is. You see that? And eventually the real them will come out. And when it's revealed, it's clearly seen for all, not only for you, but for any other brother to see what they will get. You see what I'm talking about? So the last thing you want to do is get with a woman that is not interested in you or your love, but she's interested in your wallet. That's not the kind of woman you want to wife up. So if BWs are more concerned with financial security than love, then what's the point of us brothers showing them love when they clearly are greedy and really don't care about us? Do our women really care about us brothers? I don't think so. Because if you're more focused on financial security and you're not concerned about my health and well-being as a man, how could I take you serious in terms of being a wife? You're not gonna be there to nurse me back to health if something went wrong with me. You're not gonna be there to fix me some soup if I'm not feeling well. You're not gonna be there to rub my back. You're only there to wait for me to die so you could collect any insurance I have. You see how that works, brothers? This is why it's very important that as men, you actually get to know a woman for who she is. Because a lot of times you'll get to know a woman and then it just don't work out. That's just the way life is. You know, sometimes a woman can be attractive. Again, Beauty is vain. The Bible speaks of that. The Bible speaks of beauty as being vain. Not that beauty is bad, but that a lot of times as men, we look at a woman because that's the first thing we see. Because the Most High gave us that ability to look at a woman based on what we see. So we're going to be attracted to them. That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that as men. But over time, once you really start to see the nature of the woman, and you start to get to know who she is, and you look at the character, how she moves, the things she's doing, now all of a sudden what you once thought was gold is not anymore, because you see the truth. And this is one of the biggest problems that we have as men in today's day, is that as soon as we see a woman, we see the beauty, but we don't see the brain and we don't see the heart. And then what happens is when we finally see who the woman is, sometimes it might be too late. You might have already done made her a wife already. You might have already done had children with her already. And now you're in a mess. You see that? So it's very clear that if a woman is more concerned with financial security, she's not concerned with your health. She's not concerned with your well-being, and she certainly don't love you. We're basically loving women in vain. A lot of us brothers, we do a lot of things, a lot of actions, because, you know, the word love is an action word. So if you love a woman, there's certain things you're going to do. There's certain things you're going to say, because that's what men do. See, as men, you got to have principles, right? If you're dating a particular woman and for whatever reason, it didn't work out between you and her, the last thing you do is try to make the woman look bad. That's not in the character of a good man. We don't do things like that. We don't do that. You understand? Because that's bad character. And it says a lot about a person. So there's a certain way you move, and that actually proves who you are. And it says a lot about your mental freedom and your mental state. Because a lot of times when women get with men, they want to know what you make, what's your salary, where you work, because they're not interested in you. They're looking at how they can count your pocket to see if you can provide the lifestyle for them. You see that? That's what they're interested in. They're interested in a lifestyle. So basically, loving women in today's day is vain because they don't love us back. It's very rare to sense love from a woman. This is why I always teach that if a woman don't respect you, she don't love you. And that's a fact. So when you see a woman disrespecting you, that means she don't love you. If a woman is disrespecting her man in the street, she don't love him. If a woman is disrespecting a man online, she don't love him. So you always judge a woman by her level of respect, because not only don't she love you, but she also don't respect herself. You see how that works? Because here's the thing. Let's say, for example, I am dating a particular sister, right? And for whatever reason, me and that sister was intimate. And for whatever reason, we broke up. And for whatever reason, after we break up, because I'm salty, right? I go and I tell all my friends what kind of horrible person she is. And I start showing them nude pics of her that she sent me for me. Does that make me a good man? Or do it make me a wicked man? Do you see the difference? So character is everything. So when you have a woman that you're trying to make your wife, she needs to have good character, not bad character. Brothers, there are a lot of women out here that have extremely poor, bad character. And if you were to ever wife up a woman like that, I'm telling you, you're going to go through hell and hot waters. And that is the reason why certain things happen in life, so it can let you know and see with your own eyes the true reality of modern women. That's the fact, bro. So we're basically loving women in vain because they don't love us. And also, let me break this thing down. The other half of this particular discussion, based on the post, I went on and I said, if they want financial security, they could go get that themselves, which is true. I mean, why would a woman, right? Why would a woman want a man to provide her financial security if she's already independent, have a job, car, house, and she's able to do that for herself? Why she don't have financial security on her own? You see that? Why? She don't need you for financial security. So why do women focus on financial security anytime they get around a black man? You don't see our women talking about, in order for them to get with a white man, the most thing they want out of him is financial security. It's like they go to him with the mindset of knowing that they're going to be taken care of. But when it comes to a black man, our women, they really don't have no confidence in us brothers becoming successful. They really don't even know us. They don't even know what we do. They don't even know how we earn. They don't know anything because it's not available for them to see. And it's one of the greatest problems that we have in today's society is that our women are focused on finances when they're not even focused on developing a bond to a man. So if they want financial security, they could provide that for themselves and stop looking to take another man's resources, right? Because here's the thing, they want you to provide financial security, but they're not equipped to be a helpmate. There is no incentive in marrying a woman in today's day if she don't come to the table with the necessary tools to help you build. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, a woman look attractive on the outside. Whoopie-doo. We could talk about a woman's body all the time. When you watch my videos, you hear me talking about a woman's wagon, feet, all sorts of stuff all the time because I'm transparent, open, it's public knowledge. But at the same time, although the outward is important to us as men, at the same time, is this woman a helpmate? That can only be found by having those conversations. And in those conversations lies the truth. Now, unfortunately, not every action in terms of communication will yield the same results that you desire. But you must have those conversations, because what it does, it brings out the true nature of the woman, brothers. You must understand that. You must understand that. Listen, brothers, listen to me carefully. When you talk to women, you got to be transparent, you got to be open, and you have to have character, love, you have to show your feelings, and you have to display your desire. These particular characteristics of a man, when displayed to a woman, will automatically yield a response. The response will be indicative of what's really going on in her mind. It will trigger all the emotions in the past, traumas, and different issues, and it will automatically make her speak. And what you're going to see, in fact, is herself, not the representative. And the reason why a lot of relationships suffer in today's day is that when we go into the world in terms of dating, we're not transparent when we talk. We don't talk about real issues, and we don't put on the table what we're looking for. Like, for example, if I talk to a sister, I tell her exactly what I want, what I'm looking for, what I need her for, and so forth. I do this all the time. Any sister I meet, these are my cards. This is what I do. This is what I'm after. This is what I need you for. Period. That's just the way it goes, right? And for whatever reason, some situations may have worked out for a while, and then for whatever reason, it just didn't go nowhere because, again, we're talking about the mental state of modern women. The mental state. A woman can look good on the outside, be a horrible person in the inside. Totally disgusting. But you would never know that unless you can talk and then see them reveal who they are. And once you see that, you got your answers. You know what you need to do. You don't really need them. And whatever thoughts you may have had previous in terms of something that may have been positive, It's no longer that, because now you realize the apple is rotten. It's not good. So as men, when it comes to dealing with women, you want to wife up a woman that want to deal with you for you. That's what you want. You don't want a woman who is sizing you up in terms of your bank account. You don't want that, brothers. You want a woman that is going to be a helpmate, a woman that is wife material. Anytime a woman look at you as an ATM, that is when you know she's not wife material. She's not wife material. She's not there to help you do anything. She's there to take what she can from you. Is that what you want as a man? Are you looking for a woman that's going to take everything from you? That's not what you want as a man, bro. Because what that's going to do is, what if you got with a woman, right? Let's just say you got with a particular woman and for whatever reason, y'all had a child together. What if you didn't really communicate with this woman and got to seriously know her? What would be your outcome? What could possibly happen to you? I'll tell you what. You'll be going through the child support system. You'll be going through hell and hot waters. You'll be going through all of that stuff. So a lot of times, you got to be very thankful to the process, because the process reveals what you would have been going through. I'm telling you, brothers, listen, when I tell you, I have a world of experience communicating with women. And I've seen every single action that can possibly be done from women. And it's down to the point where I can literally write books about this. And I will have a book. Definitely, I will be writing a book. That's a fact. Right? I will be writing a book on all these different things that I've discovered concerning women and the fact that their mind works a certain way. Now, on the contrary, when you deal with women, right, it's very important as men to always make them understand exactly what you want. It's something that I believe a lot of men typically don't do. They really don't go to a woman and tell her, look, this is what I'm after, this is what I'm looking for, and X, Y, and Z. Because again, we live in a social media age. A lot of times men and women, they don't really, they don't do things on their own in terms of, they don't let things naturally fall in its place. You know, a lot of times it's like, it's a difficult roller coaster. It's not like how back in the day when we didn't have cell phones. We had those rotary dial phones. Remember that? We had those rotary dial phones that you got to put your finger in and all of that mess. And because of that, we had to more or less communicate face to face. I think we need to bring that back in this day. I really do. I mean, of course, we can do that in the real world, but being that everybody is so busy, people are on the go, everyone is on social media. A lot of times people be on dating sites with dating apps and so forth, and they communicate, and that seems to be the route that they go. I think personally that men and women should more or less communicate face to face, because if you do that, it's very difficult for someone to actually wear a mask, right? And you can see them in real time and actually understand and feel their energy in real time. But now, brothers, even if you met a woman in real time, face to face, is there any incentive in marrying said woman if she's not on your same wavelength in terms of doing her part to be that helpmate for you? Can that woman assist you in what you need as a man? Because a lot of times women, they don't know what marriage means. They think marriage means them finding a man and the man just pay for everything and put them in a house. No, marriage is about families coming together to build wealth and bringing forth life. And if that's not happened, you don't have a marriage. You don't. You know, you got some women, they want to be married, but they don't want to have no children. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So let me get this straight. You want to get married, but you don't want to have any children? How does that equal growth? There's no growth in that. So again, brothers, when it comes to this issue, is there any incentive of us wifing women up when they don't see us as valuable, or they're not interested in our love as men? They're more interested in what we can provide for them. Why would we as men be motivated to wife up a woman who is only interested in what we can give her? That doesn't sound motivating. Because if she already have her own place, if she already have her own car, if she's already making her own money, she don't need me for anything. Why do I need to be her financial security? Why? Listen, when you are a high profile hip hop artist or any actor or whatever the case is, why would you need security, right? Why would you see, there has to be a need for that security, and it has to benefit the security that is putting their life on the line to protect you. Do you follow me? I hope that example hit. Look, if I'm an actor and I'm worth, $500 million, and I have security with me to protect me, there have to be a benefit for the security to do their job. I can't be paying them $10 an hour. I can't pay my security $30 an hour. That's not no money. I can't pay them $50 an hour. That's not no money. Because my security is protecting my life. So as men, I need for you to hone in on that example and let it make sense for you. If you are the financial security for a woman, you are sustaining her life. So what is that woman bringing you, bro? What is she bringing you? What is she actually doing for you? For you to be putting your life on the line as her financial security. We know what a security guard or a security worker for a high profile person does. Normally they're armed. Normally they're trained. They have certain clearance for certain things, right? They can exercise certain things to do if in case there was some sort of threat. So as a security, that you got to be taken care of. There got to be some sort of incentive to actually do that. So why would a woman feel that you as a man, that she only see you as financial security, but she's not interested in loving you? She's not giving you anything in return. You're putting your life on the line. You're working your tail off to start that business. You're working your tail off at work. You're doing all of this work to provide for this woman. She don't practice polygyny in terms of embracing it. Why would you as a black man, listen to me, brothers, why would you as a black man in 2022 wife up a woman and you are her financial security, and yet that woman is trying to trap you under monogamy? Let that make sense. Let it make sense. See, a lot of women, they're upset with me, not because, I'm a bad person. The problem is they don't want to accept the truth. And the truth of the matter is there is really no incentive in marrying any woman if she don't embrace polygyny. Because we're not going to deal with that. We're not going to take on the responsibility of being financial security for a woman that don't even respect you. Why would I do that? This is why I teach you brothers no dinner dates. This is why I teach you that. No dinner dates. Like, I am not motivated to take no woman out nowhere. Why would I do that? Why would I take a woman out on a dinner date? That's a waste of time and money. That's a waste of resources. Because she's still wearing a mask. I haven't seen who she really is. Now, what if you took a woman out, spent all your money, wining and dining her, and then she take off her mask and you find out who she really is? How would you feel? You see that? This is why, brothers, no dinner dates. You don't take them out on dates, brothers. You don't do that. You don't. You need a woman that's going to be a helpmate, a woman that's going to be loyal, a woman that's going to respect you. And in today's culture, you don't see that out here. It's not out here. You don't see women respecting men. They're very vindictive. They're greedy, a lot of times superficial. They're only focused on your money. They're argumentative, crafty, shisty. It's really, really not a good deal. So as men, the way we got to move in these streets is, okay, if you're interested in a sister, you can give her the opportunity. You can try to see if you can get to know her. You can chat with her and so forth. But at the end of the day, only time will tell when the truth is revealed on who that woman really is. Because most of the time, their focus is not love. They don't want no love. Most of these women, you can't love them. They've been destroyed already. Their heart is broken completely. You can't love them. No matter how much you try, you can't repair that. You can't. So, we're going to be doing a lot more videos like this, having these little discussions, because it's all about edifying these brothers so that y'all can go out here and actually win. Because a lot of times we have to test the waters in order to see if there are waves and crabs in the sea. We got to test it. There's no way around it. So as you go out there, man, always understand that you are not a woman's ATM. A woman is supposed to show you respect. And if she don't respect you, she don't love you, and she don't have the ability to love. Because a woman's character is a clear indicator of who she is as a person. It should tell you and anyone else that that is how she is. And that is how she will be to anyone. So why would you marry a woman like that? Why would you marry a woman that only see you as an ATM? Why would you marry a woman that don't have no respect for you, that don't even care? Why would you marry a woman that has a double tongue? Why would you marry that? That would be a horrible investment. That would be like buying a lemon and expecting it to work. It's a bad deal. A very bad deal, to say the least. So, we're gonna get out of here. It's Black Male Advice TV, the best channel on YouTube. You already don't know what it is. Dealing with this particular topic. Financial security versus love. Is there any incentive for us brothers wifing up the modern woman? I'll catch you all on the next stream, the next video. We're gonna do what we gotta do, get more content out there like this to edify and build you brothers up. Because a lot of us have been deceived and misled, and we're guided and we're literally misguided and blinded by the outer appearance of the woman. This is why we have to have conversations so that we can find out the true nature of the woman, to know where she stands and what's going on in her heart, because that will reveal the true character of what you would have invested in. And that would have been a disaster. And see, this is why I teach, especially when it comes to polygyny, that you don't take on another woman just because she's another woman, but you actually try to get to know the woman to understand her character, because that is very important. The last thing you want to do is deal with a woman that is no good, because she will literally tear your house completely down, and you don't need that. So as a man, you got to have discipline. You have to have honor and you have to have integrity. Those are leadership skills. And that is what we have here at Black Male Advice TV. I'll catch you all in the next video. This is Black Male Advice TV, and I'm out, fam. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.